Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Park to Prem. This is episode number 20. There wasn't an episode yesterday, it was a national holiday yesterday. I had a busy weekend with the streamer showdown where, well, if you know, you know. It didn't go to plan, did it? We lost on penalties in the final, but a mental reset required today. We're back with Park to Prem, we're back with Crystal Palace. Let's see how we do today, shall we? And I'll tell you what, let's just get straight into things. Bjorn signed. Yep, did it. Last episode was a transfer special where I made one signing in 50 minutes. Some people pointed that out. I can only apologise. Sometimes transfer specials, loads of stuff happens. Sometimes it's just lots of thinking. But I think for the most part, people enjoyed the slightly longer video. If you missed it, do go check it out. Of course, we're back here today. Bjorn has signed, and in the end, we had to sign him for that £97 million fee. That really is not a small amount of money, but at 23 years old, maybe a little bit more potential to fulfill, he is one of the best right wingers in the world. He's a super pacey player who I think is going to add to our team, and I'll tell you what, he's not the only player we've added to our team because we have been busy in the transfer market, adding a few new faces, a couple that you were already aware of, some other ones who you're slightly less familiar with if you watch the transfer special. For example, Adaramola has signed. We talked about him towards the end of last episode. I need homegrown at club players for Europe. Adaramola ticks that box. I had to pay £25 million for him. I think Celtic knew that I desperately needed him. They knew I'd throw any kind of money at him, and they've kind of pulled my pants down. But I've signed him. He's a backup squad left back. I think he'll do a job for us. Elsewhere in the team, I signed Craig Lewis, an England international goalkeeper with one cap. Technically an international. Chris Kirkland's an international too, I'll have you know. But yes, Craig Lewis has signed for us from Liverpool. We got him for £9 million. He was transfer listed. The reason I've ended up signing him is because Kayondo has gone on loan to Marseille for the year. I think this is an absolutely amazing loan for him. Regular Ligue 1 football for the 19-year-old. I'm hoping he's going to come back a much better player for the first team football. Elsewhere in the signings, a new addition in Todibo. We needed a little bit of depth and quality at centre-back. And with both Omobamidele and also Arian B leaving the club for a combined, £22.5 million. That's a lot of money for a 31-year-old and also, another 30-year-old. Look, we made good money there. Todibo is slightly older than them both, but I'd argue the man highlighted in blue here is a better player. I'll let you guys be the judge. Ultimately, he comes in as a bit of squad depth. He's 33 years old, so he is slightly older, but at £7 million, I think he's a bargain. And the last of the new signings that we've signed for this year, one for the future, Diego Perez, 18 years old. He looks phenomenal. He is a Mexican under-23 international. He is going to be 10 in 19 in just a couple of weeks' time. Get the birthday cake ready. I feel like we need to make sure we're one of this guy's favourite people, so that if he ever complains, I can talk him out of his shoes, because I think he could be really, really good. 17 determination stands out. He's very quick, great off the ball, great first touch. Yeah, keen to see what he can do for us. So ultimately, a total of £215 million spent. You might notice a man missing in this column on the right. That is right, middle B, he's not leaving. I'm not selling him. We were almost kicking him out the door at the end of last episode, but in the end, I've decided to keep him around. I think at 22 years old, his best years are still ahead of him. I still feel like, given the fact that we had a, £111 million bid from Tottenham come in for him now, we could easily ask for more than that in the future. He only got 12 goals in 30 last year, and I think between him and Severin, the future is looking very, very bright. There was a temptation to move on Middleby to give Severin more first-team football, but at 21 years old, Severin didn't have the best goal-scoring record in the league last year. He was technically the top goal-scorer at the club. That was a little deceptive. He got 10 goals in cup games last year. Of course, we're in Europe this year. We're playing in the Europa League, so there's going to be way more fixtures. I think I can manage the minutes of both of these guys. Elsewhere on the outs, we've talked about Arian B and Omobamidele. We did also sell Tiela in the end, the South African 21-year-old. I just decided to cash in on. I was scared about his injury proneness. We got a really good bid from Trabzonspor of £28.5 million. We signed him a year ago for £500,000. So in the end, it was a bit of a no-brainer. The offer came in and I couldn't really say no. And in fact, he wasn't the only player we sold to Trabzonspor for significant money, because Joaquim Obispo has also left the building, 20 years old. What a player who I thought maybe had a future at the club, but I didn't think he had a £27 million future at the club. Again, Trabzonspor threw some money at us. I guess their scouts have just been stalking us. We signed Obispo 2 years ago for £3 million. We're selling him on for 27.5. And another sale of note, I suppose, is Mads Bakke, who is left to go to Salzburg, a player who is a bit almost like an Erling Haaland regen, really. A tall, strong Norwegian forward. He's going to Salzburg. He's basically doing the Haaland challenge, I feel like. He'll sign for Dortmund in a few years, I imagine. But yeah, good money to get for him. We signed him for 3.1 million. He was never really happy at the club after I promised I was going to play him on the wing and then didn't. I mean, why would you ever play him on the wing? I don't know. The good news is we made some profit on him. £14 million made. And what that does mean is, with the sales and, well, the fact we've kept Middleby, we do still have money to reinvest. The transfer budget is still at £110 million. There really is still money to spend. And I know what people are thinking. People are sat thinking, Jack, go and sign Fontana. You know, Fontana, you blew it, Jack, with Fontana last episode. I know I did. I'm sorry. He doesn't want to talk to me. I'll be honest, I was a little bit surprised he wanted to talk to me when he did during pre-season. I feel like he's one of those players where there was a window of opportunity where he's a little bit unsettled at Arsenal, and now he's a happy camper. There's no chance I can sign him. I will continue to throw in bids because we have still got a month until this transfer window closes. I don't think it's going to happen, and I think I'm going to live to regret it. So ultimately this year, two real big first team names, Bjorn out on the right wing and also Claudio Sanchez, both signed from Tottenham. I rate them both highly. Let's discuss how we're going to line up this year because we are changing things just a little bit. We couldn't get in a defensive midfielder, so rather than stick a square peg in a round hole, we're going to try something a little bit different this year. We're going to try a 4-2-3-1. I want to play our kind of possession style of play, but we are going to play with an advanced forward instead of a false nine. And in the midfield, we're going to go with Ulrich as a deep lying playmaker on defend, which, I mean, when you look at it, I feel like he should be pretty good at, especially with that tackling. Defensively, he is a reasonably good player. And alongside him, we're then going to bring in Junior to play as an advanced playmaker on support. And again, when you look at things, despite the teamwork, he's pretty much ready-made for this role. And it's going to be interesting. I feel like, I don't know, 5 years ago in Football Manager, I would never play with two playmakers. I feel like in this kind of system especially, we can afford to play with two playmakers, so it's going to be interesting to see how they get on. Of course, the false nine has been ditched now in favour of an advanced forward. However, I am doing something I did during the Streamer Showdown, which is to tell the striker to shoot less and dribble more and take more risks. And in shooting less often, they will just naturally hold onto the ball a little bit longer and allow players to run up. It almost makes the advanced forward function a little bit more supportively as a role, which actually works really, really nicely in the current match engine. Elsewhere in the team, Carlier is going to move up. Now, of course, we played a 4-3-3 for most of last year with Carlier kind of at centre mid. This year, he is going to play off the striker. And I think when you look at him as a shadow striker, with the exception of his finishing, which, as Stephen Gold has proven, doesn't matter. It's not a factor. He's a very, very good player. So I'm excited to see what he can do in the team. And when I look at this squad, whilst it's not really a revolution, it's a little bit of an evolution. Of course, Carlier wasn't here to start last year. Zambergen, Bjorn is absolutely amazing. I think he's going to be a top quality option, and I hope we're not going to live to regret the signing of him. And of course, at right back, we've got in Sanchez. He's quick, he's athletic, not the best going forward. On the flip side, we have got Forty, who is, you know, a slightly more attacking fullback option. But I do feel like we go into this season with more strength. Of course, last year, if we just look at things, we finished 6th. This year's board expectation, just as a little reminder, it's to win the Europa League and qualify for the Champions League and reach the final of the FA Cup and EFL Cup. I feel like, and this might sound mad, I feel like this stint at Crystal Palace is going to end with me being sacked. Maybe not this year, but in the next few years. I don't feel like this is sustainable. I'm a bit concerned if we achieve all these goals, what are they going to expect next year? They're going to expect the quadruple right away. It does terrify me a little bit, just because we don't quite have that pulling power as a team not in the Champions League. We have all this money, but everyone in the Premier League has a load of money, so it does make signing players more difficult. Just looking at the season preview, we are marked as favourites. We were apparently marked as favourites last year. My headcanon thinks that our Chinese owner also manipulates the markets. Like he runs a dodgy betting site on the side. So that's why I think we're probably favourites. Ultimately, though, we need to get top 4 this year. That is the board expectation. You can see Gorojaga in the Media Dream 11, Bakoko and Haaland still in the Media Dream 11 up top. Odegaard is there, and Fontana, Media Dream 11 as a centre-back. Interesting. And well, just to put a little bit more pressure on us, according to the media, our prediction is first. Today, we've got the Community Shield. Today, we're going to Wembley. Today, we take on Liverpool. They won the league last year. They were very good last year. If we can put in a good performance here, maybe I'll start to believe. Maybe I'll start to think, no, I'm not going to get sacked. Yes, we will win the league this year, like the media suggest. I do feel like it is going to be very, very difficult. So, you know what? Enough dilly-dallying. Let's get into this. So we've already done a little bit of a run through of the team, but we didn't talk about the team at the back. It is Ruiz still in goal, of course. We have now loaned out our goalkeeping options, and so Craig Lewis is the backup. In at centre-back, we've got McIntosh alongside Tullio. I feel like these are two players we can rely on. They were really, really good performers for us last season. Both players who like big matches, are consistent. I wouldn't say they have the biggest world-beating attributes, but they are very, very solid players for this level. Of course, at right-back Sanchez, left-back 40. The midfield is a bit of an experiment, but it's the best we can do. And up top, De Silva is leading the line. With Bjorn coming into the team, De Silva goes from being the man out on the left to being the man down the middle. I'm hoping he's going to score the kind of amount of goals that when you look at him, you'd expect a man with 18 finishing to score. So anyway, let's get into this. Submit the team. This is the Community Shield final, and let's be honest, it's not the big trophy, but it's a chance to see our new signings in action. It's a chance to get a little bit of silverware, which, I mean, at this point, it might help me with convincing the owner to keep me on that little bit longer. Lots of pressure on the new signing in Zandbergen, signed for 97 million, a club record fee, and whilst I have mentioned there is 110 million in the bank, you have to imagine he is the big spend and the big signing this year. So we need him to come big. Looking at this Liverpool team, it's quite good, although they're playing Theo Hernandez at centre-back. That is curious to me. I have also got to give a big shout out to Whitey. We've got some new kits for this season, everyone, in 3D and 2D. I feel like the new kit here that we're wearing has a bit of a Colombian vibe to it, but which I'm all about. We need a little bit of South American flair, I feel like, in our team. And I am interested to see how the two playmakers kind of function for us here as Gorojaga, back to Tullio, back to Gorojaga. Of course, the wing-backs aren't going to get on the overlap, and De Silva, as that advance forward, is going to get forward. And while Gorojaga gets in behind against his former club, plays it to De Silva, who hits it in. The two former Liverpool signings, and players, in fact, we signed them from Liverpool. They've linked up superbly. We have the lead here at Wembley. That is not a bad first highlight of the season. I'm going to hope that that's a sign of things to come. Ulrich with a ball from deep, playing as a deep line playmaker, a bit of a quarterback in the deep areas for us. He hoofs it forward, Gorojaga gets on the end of it, and that, from De Silva, was a pretty good finish. I mean, 18 finishing, our striker this year. If he can score like that every time he gets a chance, we're going to be in with a pretty good shot. Well, it could get better for us. The goal scorer's over the corner. It's whipped in. Declan Rice heads it away, but only as far as Junior. Still in possession here, McIntosh, Tullio, Gorojaga, already got one assist. Lays it to Carlier, who hits it and finds the bottom corner with a finessed effort, bends it in at the far post. It is 2-0 inside the first 20 minutes. And, I mean, the tactical switch, I mean, it's a little bit early to be reviewing it, but the tactical switch right now looks like it's working. Carlier is a shadow striker. He might not have the best finishing, but the man can shoot from range, and that was a beautiful, beautiful effort. I feel like we've got Liverpool on the ropes here. I can't get carried away too much just yet because we're only 20 minutes into it, and they could still come on the attack, and they have got this man, Erling Haaland. Madueke now with the ball in the wide area. Ravella, Erling Haaland. You feel like you got him contained with his back to goal, and then they score that. Okay, well, Madueke's just cannoned it in off the crossbar. That was ridiculous. I mean, I know some people like to blame Ruiz. I think some of you have been surprised I've not signed a new goalkeeper. I did have a little bit of a look, but there wasn't really anyone there. Ruiz can't take any of the blame for that, can he? That has been smashed against the crossbar from 7 yards out. That was bullying on Ruiz, frankly. Yeah, Liverpool pull us back by 1. There's been 3 shots on target in this game inside the first 30 minutes. They've all gone in the back of the net. And while I'm hoping that pattern's not going to continue here, because Liverpool look like the team bringing it forward. Lugo to Rice, back to Ravella, now with Erling Haaland. Lugo Tullio wins the ball. Got to be a little bit careful on a booking. Also, I realise with Tullio, Marcus Tullio is actually his last name. It's like 2 last names, but I always just call him Tullio. Marcus, I don't know, Marcus isn't a very Brazilian name to me. In my head, I feel like, Brazilian names have to end in O or Ho. That's just how they work. De Silva, please finish it. He probably should have scored that. 40. Throws it down the line to Carlier, who's going to float it into Bjorn, who I'm desperate to have an impact in this game. He's not really done anything yet, but, still plenty of time. As Gurajaga, I thought he was about to score a wonder goal against his former club. He dribbled round the defence, then he hit it over the crossbar, and it went over the fence. It's 2-1 at the break. It's been a game with not a lot of chances. The finishing on display has been impressive, to be fair, when the chances have come. We've edged out possession. I think I have to be delighted with it. I'm just going to give the players a little bit of praise. Also, worth noting, this game goes straight to penalties if it's all level after 90. So we do need to keep things going. As well, Liverpool have a defender put in a heroic last-ditch tackle there. We had a half opportunity. We might still have an opportunity here because Gurajaga is cutting inside on his right foot. Okay, he does need to calm down now. Liverpool bringing the ball forward. We're only 10 minutes into this second half and... well, already it feels like there's going to be more goals. Lugo, Rice, Erling Haaland, 1-on-1. I mean, that's a let-off. That is a let-off, isn't it? 60 minutes gone in this game. The centre-backs are having superb performances yet again. De Silva has scored. He's on a 7.2, which isn't actually that high for a man who scored, and he's on a yellow card. We know he has a sending off in him, so I'm going to take him off for Middleby. Elsewhere, Bjorn hasn't had the best game here. I want to try out him as a winger. I think. I want to see what he can do for us as a winger. I'm going to play with him on support, I think, and add the kind of instruction, takes more risks. I want him to try and play through balls to the shadow striker and the advance forward more often. I feel like he's got the passing ability to be able to do that. We'll see how it works out. As instantly after the change, there is a highlight. I mean, if Bjorn does stuff now as a winger, that might shape my tactical decision-making for the entire season. Liverpool bringing the ball forward. Madueke tries to play in Neto, but McIntosh reads it well. Now with Marcus Tullio. 40. Gurajaga. We've dominated the ball in this game. We've knocked it around nicely, and we're going to continue to do so here. Gurajaga cutting inside on his right foot. He scored 1 goal already. He scored another goal. You know what? I was about to complain about his one-on-ones and the fact he always just runs and does these stupid runs and smashes it over. He's just scored a wonder goal. I was ready to get annoyed at him again about him blasting it over, and then he's just done that. I mean, who is that? Christman has just had his... well, he's just had his career ended. Christman is going to have to go and become a vicar after that. It's 3-1. He's been absolutely done by Gurajaga. And I'm... do you know what? I'm happy with what I'm seeing here. It's not the craziest of performances, but we're looking pretty confident. Our big players have got involved. And on the flip side... Liverpool have been nullified in this game, and considering they won the league last year, for us to be here as the FA Cup winners, be a bit of a shock, I imagine, for us to win it all. Half a chance as the ball was whipped in. It's headed away, but only as far as Junior, who's going to play it forward to Zandberg, and he hits on the volley. He was offside anyway. Wouldn't have counted. Keeper made a big stop. I know there are some people right now looking at Bjorn's rating thinking, what a waste of money. I kind of agree. I'm going to bring in Severin for him. Ulrich's on a booking as well. I'm going to take him off and bring in Aboubakari, who is a fairly good defensive centre-mid option. Erling Haaland's just scored. It's offside. We're fine. Everyone remain calm. It's still 3-1. I was panicking for a second there. Could you tell? It was a weird highlight. He stood a mile offside. It has to be said. It was a good finish. Goalkeeping, questionable. But it's fine. We're fine. I feel like we deserve the win here. I don't feel like 3-1 is an unfair scoreline. We've created a lot. We've had a lot more of the ball. And the time is just going to trickle away here. We are, I think, going to end up 3-1 victors. There could still be time for another goal here. Carlier, shadow striker, bringing it forward. Could lay it inside here to Bjorn, who's lurking away at the near post. He's there. In fact, it's not Bjorn. It's Severin, who's missed it. Would Bjorn have scored that? Maybe. The fact I've forgotten Bjorn got taken off. I'm that desperate for him to do well. I feel like. Maybe I'll just, give Severin a Bjorn wig, and then we can just give Bjorn credit even when Severin does stuff. I mean, it was half a chance. It was dealt with. There could still be another chance here. Middleby, not quite quick enough. It doesn't matter. The ref blows the full-time whistle. It finishes 3-1 here. We are the Community Shield winners. And like I said at the start, and I said in the middle, it's not the biggest trophy. It's not what it's all about, is it? But it's still nice to win stuff, and it's nice to also see our kits in 3D here. They look very, very nice. We're going to hoist that trophy aloft I'm not sure why I'm just stood here not celebrating. Who's this guy? Is that the chairman on the platform? Why am I not allowed to celebrate with the players? I've got questions. Well done on winning a trophy, lads. You know what? It's not... The players reacted well to it. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a fantastic trophy. We get the cartwheel in. A 3-1 win against Liverpool. Our former Liverpool players playing very, very well in that one. I realised I said as Gurajaga scored, it was his second goal of the game. It wasn't. It was his first goal of the game. I just can't count. He did get a very, very nice assist though, didn't he? Sanchez makes his debut. The Space leads Crystal Palace to glory. And just as a little reminder, we've still got a lot of money in the bank to strengthen further. Gurajaga, 1 goal, 2 assists. Give that man a coconut. I said that a few episodes ago and people like that expression. I'll be honest, stole it off one of my teachers when I was at school when I was younger. Yeah, I've given him a coconut. He's very, very good, isn't he, Gurajaga? Was great last year, had a few injuries. Not a bad way to start this year with that cup win and just a crazy performance against his former club. But anyway, gang, that is going to wrap up everything from me today. A nice way to start the season. Of course, the league is where things are at, and we are, of course, in the Europa League as well this year. Our start to the season fixture-wise isn't the easiest. We've got Everton at home to kick things off, followed by Leeds. That said, I'd like to think we're going to come back in a strong-ish position. And as a little reminder, we are in the Europa League. The draw for that hasn't yet been made for the group stage. That is when we're going to be entering in. I imagine by next time, we'll know a little bit more about who we're going to be playing. Who knows? Maybe we'll be back for the Europa League next time. We'll see how things play out. Let me know what you thought of the transfer business down below. Am I right to keep Middleby? Am I mad that I didn't take 100 million for him? Is Bjorn a waste of money after one game? Potentially. I look forward to reading the comments as always, folks. Thank you for your support on the series. Thank you for your patience yesterday as well. It was a national kind of bank holiday in England anyway, so it would have been a bit weird for there to be a video. But after the showdown final defeat, I just needed to cry a little bit. If you don't know what the Streamer Showdown is, I will just explain it now, because why not? It is a Football Manager streamer competition. 9 different streamers draft teams during the middle of the week. Then over the weekend, there is a league and then knockout stage on the Saturday and Sunday evenings. It happens the last weekend of every single month. If you're curious and want to learn more, I will link the Twitter account for that account and their YouTube channel down below. They have started uploading highlights of all the different competitions. So if you want to see how the weekend went for me, maybe go check out those recent uploads over on the YouTube channel. Thank you for watching as always. I will see you tomorrow with more. And until then, it is me, Jack, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.